is Rachel Odibam with a program called Voice.
Okay, now repeat it.
Hello? 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 Hello?
You can hear it?
Hello? 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 Testing. 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 Test. Huh? Hello? Hi, my name is Rachel Ojima, and um, this is a program called What's Up? What's Up? Today I have a guest. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Garrett Comer. I'm 15 years old. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I live in Springdale, Arkansas right now, and I've lived here for about 12 years. And
What is motocrossing?
motocross, it's basically it's where you ride a dirt bike like one of these, and you race it on a track that consists of jumps and turns, and it's all on a um, dirt. The jumps and stuff are all made out of dirt and everything. And there's competitions all over the world, and there's a bunch of people in America that do it, and it's a really fun sport.
How did you get started?
I got started when I was 5 years old. My dad got me a dirt bike for Christmas one year, and whenever I first started doing it, I learned how to ride on just a parking lot basically, with a bike that had training wheels on it and everything. And then my dad he had rode four wheelers and three wheelers when he was a kid, and so that's how I got into it. And he basically just taught me how to ride and stuff, and then I just really started to fall in love with it, and it became one of the main things I like to do.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been racing I started when I was 5, and I'm 15 now, so I've been riding and racing for 10 years now.
Where do you motocross?
Locally, there's some tracks in Oklahoma and Arkansas and Missouri and Texas. Those are some of the local places, and we've gone all the way out to California, Florida, Minnesota, pretty much all over the country to do all the different races all over the country.
Is it very expensive?
Yeah, it can get a little bit expensive. Some of the bikes, they can range from just about a couple $1,000s, and some of the pro motocrossers, they have bikes that are fully modified that cost up to like $80,000, and that's when it gets really expensive. You start modifying them and trying to make them faster and everything.
Okay. Okay. Do you have others in this area who who do it too?
Yeah, at all the local tracks, every weekend is when we race, and there's usually a couple hundred people that are out there, and we've met a bunch of real close friends that we've met through motocross, and it's just a really good family sport, and there's really good people out there that are always looking out for you, and it's a real good place for the family.
What is the highest speed?
The dirt bikes can run. Probably the top speed on them is probably 70 or 80 miles an hour, but that's really fast. They're basically the speed on them. They're trying to get them to go faster, hit harder, and go faster from the start instead of a high speed, and it makes it all around faster for the bikes to get around the track quicker.
Do you get hurt?
Yes, there's never been too many fatalities in motocross, but I have had I've had one crash before where I broke my collarbone and my pelvis in 3 spots and had to be in a wheelchair for about 2 months and had to recover from that.
Um, how long is a season?
And when that accident happened, it took me a while to recover from it, about 3 or 4 months. But after about 6 months, I was 100% recovered, and I was back racing again within that next year. And I've been doing it ever since, and haven't had any more bad crashes or injuries. So
Wow. How long is a season?
the season is basically springtime to or through the summer into the fall is usually where it's most people are doing it. But during the winter, there's still some races, and there's actually there's an indoor motocross scene. It's called arena cross and supercross. So they build a track inside of like a rodeo stadium or on a football field, and they bring in all the dirt and they do the whole track inside indoors, so they can keep doing it all year round.
Wow, that's a long time. Uh, what what would you advise someone who wants to do it?
Anybody that's wanting to race, they would just need to learn the proper ways to ride and to find a bike and all the different stuff you need to learn so that you don't get hurt when you're doing it.
Can you show us some us how you do some of your stuff? Okay. Hi, my name is Rachel Odimba, and I have a program called What's Up America. And today I have a guest. Would you like to tell some information about yourself?
My name is Garrett Comer. I'm 15 years old. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and now I live in Springdale, Arkansas, and I've lived here for about 12 years, and I still live here today. So.
What is motocrossing?
Motocrossing, it's where you ride dirt bikes like these right here, and you ride them on dirt tracks that have jumps and turns and all kinds of different obstacles that you have to get through and then to see who can, and you're racing against other people on dirt bikes, and to see who can get around the track the most times the fastest. And it's just like race car racing, except it's on two wheels on the dirt.
Wow. How did you get started?
When I was 5 years old, my dad got me a dirt bike for Christmas, and he had done 4 wheelers and 3 wheelers when he was a kid, and he always liked doing the same sort of stuff, and that's how I got into it. And he just sort of taught me how to do it, and I just really fell in love with it, and it's one of the main things I like to do all my life.
Weren't you scared when you started?
Yeah, when you're really young like that, it's just like basically just learning how to ride a bicycle pretty much, and once you figure it out, it's one of the coolest things you can do. It's just really fun hobby and sport to do, and it's always been a really big blast for me.
Um, how did you get started?
Just by my dad teaching me how to do it, and he showed me how to do it, and it was a real good fun thing to do.
Where do you go motocrossing?
There's tracks locally around here, around Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, and there's some that are closer that are about an hour away. That's where we normally go on the weekends. About usually driving about 2 or 3, possibly 4 or 5 hours to go to a local track, and then you just spend the whole weekend there and race and you do race you do usually do practicing on Saturday, and then you'd race on the next Sunday on the Sunday after. So
That's a long. Is it a long trip?
yeah, it sometimes takes pretty long to get out to the tracks. Like sometimes we've been to California, Florida, Minnesota, pretty much all over every side of the United States, driving around to all these different races, and it gets pretty long to get to some of the bigger tracks that are really nice.
Is it expensive?
Yeah, the dirt bikes range from like the base ones, a couple $1,000s, but up in the pro ranks, the guys that you see on TV racing and stuff, they have bikes that are modified and stuff to be made faster, and they cost around about $80,000 with all the different stuff they put on them and all the ways they make them much faster than they are when you first buy them.
Wow. Uh, is there any way you have to like? Is there any way you can get a lot like that, or do you get paid?
Yeah, when you're professionally racing, you're racing for money. Like first place would get so much money, and then second place would get a little bit less money, and you're just racing for money once you're in pros. But when you're an amateur, like what I do, you're just racing for a trophy, which I've earned quite a few trophies over the years, and that's just one of the cool things I always liked to do when I was a little kid. I just loved getting trophies and everything when I was done. So
Um, do you have any friends in this area that do it too?
yeah, I've made a lot of friends from motocross. Like every weekend, you'll see someone else that's out there that's new, and you'll go over and like try to help them out and see if there's any way you can help them with motocross and teach them some stuff. And you always find good friends that way. And we've met some really good people by doing that.
Is it fun making new friends?
Yeah, it's amazing. You meet some really good people through sports like that.
Wow. How fast do you what's the highest speed that you can go?
The dirt bikes, like the biggest ones, can go about 80 miles an hour. Is probably the top speed of a dirt bike because they're made to like go real fast right off the bat and not be at top speed. When they go real fast right off the bat, it helps you get around the track faster and help you get over the jumps and stuff. So
Did you ever get hurt?
yeah, unfortunately, I've had one bad crash where I broke my collarbone um, and my pelvis in 3 places, and I went over because I went over a jump and there was a hole in the takeoff of the jump, and I hit it and my front wheel dropped down and it threw me over the handlebars, and I landed about 40 feet down in a valley, and then the bike came back and landed on top of me, and that's what broke my pelvis and all that stuff. But most people, you can usually go a pretty long time without crashing real bad, but most people that have been doing it a long time have had a pretty bad crash or two. That, but most crashes you can be pretty safe with and just roll across the dirt and don't get hurt too bad. It's just when you get hit by the bike or something, that's when it starts hurting, when you get real hurt.
How did you feel about it?
It gets pretty scary after a big crash like that. It makes you think whether or not you want to keep doing it, if you want to keep riding and stuff. But I just loved it so much that I just wanted to stay with it, and because I've had so much more fun with it than I've hurt myself, so I just stayed with it and got pretty good at it.
How long usually is the season?
The season is from right the start of spring all the way through the summer into the fall, and even on the during the winter, there's races indoors that are like in rodeo arenas, on football stadiums like the Dallas Cowboys football stadium. They've had a big race there before. Every year they have a big race there, and they put down a big tarp and all this wood and stuff over the football field, and then they bring in tons and tons of truckloads of dirt, and then they build all the jumps and stuff right on top of the football field, and it's really cool. In the winter, you can go inside and still watch motocross and still ride and stuff. So pretty cool.
That seems like it's really amazing. Uh, what what would you get advise someone that if that they wanted to do motocrossing?
Well, probably go and watch some motocross races and see what you think about it first, and then if you like it and you think it'd be something you wanted to try, you just have to get a dirt bike, and then just have someone that knows how to race motocross, that knows how to ride a bike, just have them teach you, and then that way you'd know the safe ways of riding a bike, and so you wouldn't get hurt and stuff. So.
Uh, would they have to sign up or go online?
Yeah, at the races, every weekend, if you want to go to the races, the first thing you do when you get there is you go and you sign in. You'd like sign a waiver and a release and stuff, just in case you do get hurt. The people that own the track can't get sued or anything for it, so it can get pretty dangerous. But you get to sign up so that they know what race to put you in, and you sign up for the different races by your skill level, like the 50 cc's. There's 50 cc's, which is a bike this size, and then they go all the way up to 65 cc's, 85 cc's, and then to 125 cc's, and then up to 250 four-stroke, and that's what this bike right here is. This is the bike that I race. It's a KTM 250F. It's the bike that I race, and then you get signed up when you get on the big bikes, which is the 250s and the 450s. There's different skill levels: beginner, novice, intermediate, and pro. I race intermediate, and just depending on how comfortable you are and how fast you are, that's how you determine the different skill classes that you'd want to ride in. And the beginners would, if you're just starting, you'd race the beginner class, and then once you got your confidence built up a little bit and you started winning in the beginner class, then you move up to novice, so on and so forth until, and if you got really good, you can go professional. But
Wow. Can you show us some stuff of yours?
some of the things how the bike works is this right here is the throttle. If you twist the throttle right here, that's what sends fuel into the motor and makes the bike go. And to start it, you take this right here and you put your foot on it and kick it down real hard. And after you kick it a couple times, it starts up the piston and gets the bike going. Once you have the bike started, you pull on the clutch, which is right here. You pull this in all the way, just like in a car. And then on the other side of the bike right here, whenever you have the clutch pulled in, you would shift it into gear, and then it'd be just like a car, and you'd slowly let out the clutch and give it a little bit of gas, and then you'd get going. So, and then this lever right here is the front brake, which is the brake on the front wheel. It's a disc brake, and this little lever right here, and that's the back brake, and it's the same way. When the bike's spinning and you hit it, that stops the rear wheel and brings you to a stop. So, and you sit on the bike, put your feet right here and sit right here, and you just hang on to it right here, and that's basically how it all works. So,
What's the difference between this handle and that one for the brake?
this one works just on the front wheel. It would stop if you pulled just this one in. It would stop just the front wheel, and if you pulled it hard enough, it would lock up that front wheel and throw you over the front of the handlebars. So you're gonna be real gentle with it, and it'll slow you down. And then this is the back brake. The back brake just engages the brake on the back wheel, and if you push that one down real hard, it'll lock up that back wheel, and you'll start sliding into like a corner or whatever. And but the front brake stops you faster because you're not sliding into the corners or whatever. It's stopping you better. So you use a lot of front brake coming into the corner, but just enough so that you don't get thrown over the handlebars.
Wow. Is it tricky to remember all that when you're racing?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time and skill to figure it all out so that you don't get hurt doing it. So it's just mainly all practice before you want to go race. You want to practice it a bunch so you don't get yourself hurt.
Wow. The stuff that you showed us is really amazing. Um, you have seen so many trophies. Would you like to show us some of your trophies? You have so many trophies. Would you like to show us some trophies?
Yeah, some of these bigger ones right here. This one right here is an Arkansas State Championship trophy, and that one over there is the same right there. That's when I won the Arkansas State Championship on a 65 when I was 11 years old. I won the state championship, and all these ones are over different weekends. And like if you the first race that you take it and combine it with the score of your second race, and that gives you your overall, and which determines whether you get first or second or third or fourth, and so on and so forth. Whether and then they just give you the trophies for whatever place you finish.
Uh, how many trophies do you have?
I when I was about 12, I counted all of them, all my trophies and plaques. I've got a big bunch of plaques like these right here. I've got stacks of these inside my house, and when I counted when I was like 12 or 13, I had over 300 or 400. So it's
That's a big number. Is there any other races like in other countries?
yeah, over in Europe, and Japan and Italy and China, that's where all the dirt bikes are actually manufactured and made, and they're all shipped over to the U.S. for the people in America to ride. And but the motocross scene over in Europe is really big too, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that do it there too.
Do you have any trophies for me?
No, I've never raced overseas or anything, just here in America.
Wow. Is there anything else you would like to tell us?
Just basically, it's a really great sport if you'd like to get interested in it, and it'd be really fun it's a really good family sport and something that I've had a lot of fun with, and I know a bunch of other people have had a ton of fun with too.
Thank you for coming on What's Up America. Like what? Like an can you give me an example? This is the last of our show today. Thank you for watching Motorcrossing. Thank you, Garrett, for letting us for telling us about motocrossing. Just if you need any any information, just use the information on the screen, and just trying to remember all the other things. This is the last of the show today. Um, Thank you, Garrett, for watching the show, for coming on motocrossing, and teaching us what age you can be and the parts of the bike, and thank you for everything else, um, and thank you the guests for watching the show. And if you need any more information, just look on the screen. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for having me on the show. I'm glad to be able to teach some other people about this great sport I've found and hopefully get some more people doing it.